guys? This is Lord Chael speaking on behalf of our show sponsor, Established Titles. Established Titles is a project based on a Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lords and ladies. They allow you to buy as little as 1 square foot of dedicated land so you can officially call yourself a lord or a lady. Established Titles is not just about your ego. You also get to do some good. In addition to your new fancy title, Established Titles supports global charities like One Tree Planet and Trees for the Future to help with the afforestation effort. Your title pack gets you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land in a private estate in Scotland. Your certificate features a unique plot number where you can see the exact location of your land. And right now, Established Titles is holding 200 plots of land right next to mine. So come join me in the Bad Guy Inc. Kingdom. Getting this certificate even allows you to officially change your name to Lord or Lady. Put it on your credit card, put it on your plane tickets, or if you're so inclined, put it on your dating profile. Makes for a great last-minute gift, and there's even couples packs that come with adjoining plots of land. Established Titles is having a great limited-time sale. Go to establishedtitles.com/Chael to save 10% off today. Remember to use the promo code Chael, or just click on the link below. Are we ever going to forgive TJ Dillashaw, or are we going to hate him forever? I mean, is there a timeline? Like if we hate him, is there any buyout for him? Is it a purgatory? Is there a penance that needs paid? Was the suspension not enough? Was the ass kicking he took from Aljo, the letdown, the disappointment, the training camp, the flight home, the embarrassment, if you will, the lack of pay, where it moves you in the ring, like was that not a punishment? A college coach. That kid got a DUI. Big deal. Coach didn't do anything to him. And I mean nothing. He didn't have to come in and clean the mats. He didn't have to go run stairs. He didn't miss a match, not according to the coach. And this got some real backlash. Hey, what are we doing? Hey, how'd this happen? Administration gets involved from the coach. Hey, whoa. Did you know about this? Yeah, I knew about it. You didn't do anything? The coach defended himself. Coach said, I knew about it because it was in the paper. Everybody knows about it. It's a humiliating shot. I know about it because now he rides a bike to get to practice, included in the rain, because he has no car. They took his license. Insurance canceled him. Mom and dad, furious. He has a girlfriend. He really likes her. He's in college days. He's got a little bit of a social life. He can no longer take her out. The ways that he gets to campus and gets to classes and then gets to the things that he needs done on a human level, from groceries to carpooling with friends, whatever it could be. But those things were all taken from him, including an embarrassment factor, including a whole bunch of money that it's going to go through the system. Coach said, yeah, I didn't do anything to him, but don't act as though nothing was done to him. And it was not the most popular point of view from the coach. It wasn't a point of view that other coaches adopted. But everybody understood it. How much flesh do you want? What will be enough? Why are we mad? TJ Dillashaw loses to Aljo Sterling. He reveals that his shoulder was out. Now, why would he do that? Why would he reveal that his shoulder was out? I suppose there could be a number of motivations, including that was a really freaky thing. I mean, that could be somewhat gruesome. That can scare a viewer at home. Perhaps it was a little bit of a veiled message to let people know, hey, this is really common. I dealt with this many times in training camps, sometimes twice a day, to let people know, don't worry about me. I knew what I was getting into. I've dealt with this. That might have looked scary to some of you that are now worried about me. But I'm okay. I know how to get it in myself. I'm all right. Maybe that had a little piece of it. Maybe. Most likely, a larger piece was an attempt to be self-serving and cover oneself. And talk about, I didn't lose and he's not better at me in those positions and I don't have a deficit. I'm out here with one arm. As a matter of fact, preparing for this, I only had one arm. And look at me, I've got the courage to do it. Okay, would that be wrong though? Would it be wrong that he said that, or would anything there that he said be wrong? Because let's look at the other side of it. TJ Dillashaw doesn't show up, but that's what this is about. Quite frankly, it's not about anything else other than who can beat who at a specific time. So the other option was that he pull out of the fight, and we would not have got back to that fight. There's not like another round of number one contenderships for a 37-year-old TJ Dillashaw. This was the time, this was the opportunity, but that's also what this is about. I mean, you would be underserving Aljo. Aljo deserves to be recognized for what he is, which is the best fighter currently in the world. And if he's got world champions and top contenders that are floating around the bracket, and come hook or crook, he couldn't get matched up with them, there's always going to be the talk, well, he's not even the best. He's supposed to do this fight, but TJ was hurt. I mean, right, in all fairness, that's the way that it goes. This sport is supposed to be played by the guys with the honor to play it this way on this day and time. I do not doubt in the least that you have injuries and ailments. I would expect you to have them. I don't know how you could go through this preparation and a proper training camp where you're being punched and kicked every single day while tired and many times malnourished and not have some owies. It's redundant and it doesn't need said. You bring your owies and I'll bring my owies and we're going to see on this date and then we're going to move on. So the other option was that TJ pull out. It was the only other option. And the belief that this should have been passed to somebody else. How much do you really believe that? And how accurate is that really? I watched Simone Biles take a spot and not use it that other people dreamed of and could have had. I watched that happen. Watched a nation attempt to defend it because it spoke to a strength of having the courage to give up. No one said a word. Oh, I tell you what, this was frowned on in the sports community. The gymnasts were discussed, but publicly, what courage? That's all that was said. Now, did TJ Dillashaw take a spot from somebody else? Because I continue to read these articles that he did, and maybe even according to TJ, who apologized to the division. Did he take that spot, guys, or did he earn it? Was it his spot? With a gentleman in the Olympic Games, representing the United States of America, and he got hurt. This is one opportunity. And to be an Olympian, right, I know that we hear about the gold medal and all of these wonderful things, but if you can have on your resume, if it's part of your past that you were an Olympian, and there's only one way to be an Olympian, you got to enter the Olympics. So this guy who had dedicated his life and went through the process and won and is our representative got hurt. Was it honorable and was it the right thing to do to pass that to somebody else? A rival who's been trying to stop him, who tried to take all of my dreams, didn't succeed because I was better. I'm going to give it to him so now he gets to be an Olympian, which he'll never add. I didn't make the Olympic team, but I was the Olympian. It was given to me by a spot, right? I mean, this is going to be like the most selfless thing ever. You're going to hand something that you earned. And I would just ask, when you're judging TJ, would have you done that? And I'll tell you right now, and I don't get known as a selfish guy. I get a lot of comment and generosity and some things like this. That if I've got the Olympic spot and the Olympics are right around the corner and I'm hurt, I'm entering the Olympics. If I know full well I am hurt bad enough, it is going to stop my performance. I am entering the Olympics. It's my spot. It's my experience. I earned it the hard way and nobody helped me. Do you really think that TJ should have just passed that to somebody else? And who is that somebody else? Who is this make-believe guy that floats around our sport that would have flown out to Abu Dhabi and taken Aljo on short notice? Guy doesn't exist. Nobody would have done that. Should we grab somebody that was already there, somebody with some courage like Sugar Sean or Peter Yan, and move them up? I mean, I understand that there's things that you could do. You don't have to prove to me that somebody would have been willing to do that to change what I'm asking you, which is, would have you forfeited an opportunity that you earned? They didn't give it to you. You earned it the hard way. Or would have you gone out there and seen an honor of doing your best no matter what the circumstance? One arm or two arms. I've known about this. I planned for it. I trust in my training. I trust in my coaches. And believe it or not, I have a plan even when I've got one arm. Guy sounds pretty tough to me. Guy sounds like the kind of guy I could get my arms around. Kind of guy I could admire. It's one thing to do it. I apologize to say, I hear people all the time, oh boy, have I ever heard some beautiful things of tough talk. But I haven't seen a lot of tough things. I haven't seen where you were actually tested with that. I hear people talk about this all the time. I hear them talk that way. But follow the golden rule of life, put yourself in somebody else's shoes. What have you given up that opportunity? And if you didn't give up that opportunity, what would have you done when it didn't go your way? Would you attempt to tell the story for the entire story? Would you want it on the record that wasn't a technique? I know he's out here to damage me and hurt me, but that wasn't a technique that did this. Doggone it, it just comes out on its own. Was that the part that was wrong? Because I think if you look a little bit closer, I think, yes, if anything's going to bother you, it would have been the statement of it. I don't believe it was the action of it. And I don't think he's the only one that did it that night. I think, fully knowing and expecting what these guys have to go through, that of the 11 fights and 22 athletes, the majority of them walked out there hurt. They toughened up and they did it anyway. The same as they did the day before in practice. The same as they did 2 days before when they had to beat the scale. Same as they did every single day before, which got them to this point. So what about the admission and the disclosure do you think that TJ did wrong? Who is it you think he harmed? What is it you think that he took from somebody? Should we hate TJ forever? Is that forever? Or can we acknowledge that he just got his ass kicked by Aljo? I mean, if we're mad at a guy, we're mad at a boy, I want to hit that guy. Okay, well, somebody just did hit him. So your evil side, I feel, should be served.